Arizona is widely considered one of the most gun-friendly states in the nation. Since 2010, the state has allowed constitutional carry, meaning most adults 21 and older can carry a concealed firearm pursuant to state law without obtaining a permit. However, Arizona law draws hard lines when weapons are possessed illegally or used in connection with crimes. Cross those lines, and the consequences are severe. Under Arizona law, a person commits misconduct involving weapons by knowingly possessing, carrying, selling, transferring, or using a deadly weapon or prohibited weapon in specific unlawful situations. The statute is comprehensive, containing roughly 16 to 17 distinct subsections, each describing a different way to commit weapons misconduct. The most important categories of when a person commits misconduct involving weapons that are covered by statute include possession of a deadly weapon by a prohibited possessor, possessing, manufacturing, or selling a prohibited weapon, carrying a concealed deadly weapon in furtherance of a felony, bringing weapons onto school grounds or certain public establishments, defacing a firearm or possessing a defaced firearm, using weapons to promote gang activity or terrorism. The statute applies statewide. Both firearms and certain other deadly weapons fall under its scope. One critical element appears throughout most subsections, the word knowingly. This is the required mental state, or mens rea, that prosecutors must prove. A person must have known they were exercising control over the weapon or engaging in the prohibited conduct. What is a deadly weapon in Arizona? Under Arizona law, a deadly weapon means anything designed for lethal use, including all firearms. This definition appears in Arizona statutes, and it covers weapons whether loaded or unloaded. Concrete examples of deadly weapons include handguns, pistols, and revolvers, rifles, and shotguns, any firearm that fires a projectile via expanding gases, other weapons specifically designed to cause death or serious physical injury. It's important to distinguish a deadly weapon from a dangerous instrument. A dangerous instrument is an ordinary object, like a baseball bat, kitchen knife, or vehicle, that becomes dangerous when used or threatened to be used in a way capable of causing death or serious injury. Arizona law specifically addresses deadly weapons and prohibited weapons, not dangerous instruments. Most misconduct involving weapons charges in Arizona involve firearms, though the statute can apply to other specifically regulated items as well. Who is a prohibited possessor? A prohibited possessor is someone who, under statute, is legally barred from possessing firearms or other deadly weapons in Arizona. This category includes people with certain felony convictions whose civil rights have not been restored, individuals currently on probation or parole for felony offenses, those subject to certain court orders, including some domestic violence protective orders, individuals found incompetent or seriously mentally ill by a court, undocumented non-citizens under federal or state law. Here's a crucial point. A person can be charged with possessing a deadly weapon even if they don't own the gun. Under Arizona law, possession focuses on control, not legal title. If you have immediate control over a firearm, whether it's in your pocket, your vehicle, or your bedroom, you can be charged with possession. If you're unsure whether you qualify as a prohibited possessor, don't guess. The consequences of being wrong are too severe. Consult an Arizona criminal defense attorney or a rights restoration lawyer before possessing any firearm. What are prohibited weapons in Arizona? Some weapons are outlawed in Arizona regardless of the owner's criminal history. Possessing these items can trigger serious charges. Under the law, prohibited weapons include fully automatic machine guns not compliant with federal law, silencers in certain circumstances, short-barreled shotguns and rifles below legal length requirements, improvised explosive device components, Molotov cocktails and certain types of bombs, grenades and similar destructive devices. Certain items are specifically excluded from the prohibited weapon definition. Fireworks, signal flares, and other lawful pyrotechnic devices are legal when used as intended. Be aware that federal law also regulates many of these items. This means such person who possesses a prohibited weapon can face both Arizona state charges and federal court prosecution for the same conduct, with penalties stacking significantly. What does it mean to possess a weapon? Possession can also be joint, meaning shared with others. Prosecutors frequently rely on circumstantial evidence to prove constructive possession in cases involving weapons found in vehicles or homes with multiple occupants. To deface a deadly weapon means to remove, alter, or obliterate the manufacturer's serial number or other identifying marks on a firearm. Both defacing a firearm and knowingly possessing a defaced deadly weapon are separate felony offenses under Arizona law. The rationale is straightforward. A defaced deadly weapon knowing its serial number has been removed is much harder for law enforcement to trace in robbery, homicide, and trafficking investigations. If you or someone you care about is facing misconduct involving weapons charges under Arizona law, the time to act is now. These charges carry serious consequences: potential prison time, permanent felony records, and loss of your constitutional right to possess firearms. Time is critical in weapons cases. Evidence can disappear, witnesses' memories fade, and early intervention can sometimes influence charging decisions before a case is formally filed. Call the JacksonWhite Criminal Defense Team today at 480-745-1639 to discuss your case.